table is really, really good. Even just with Bane's own abilities, the fact that he has like 2 spells that super benefit from it, you can just nightmare somebody out of the fight forever.
That's true.
It's I really like Bane. I'm glad that they gave him back his all the same stat growth. That was I mean it's kind of a meme, but that was something about the hero. And now Aster, all right, they're going for the Darkseer. Don't have a ton of vacuum combinations at the moment, but still nice kind of pressure hero. Make more of the Earth Spirit.
Newbee is kind of like they don't have tanky heroes themselves right now, and usually those ones are the heroes that are good at like frontlining. So if they have all these Squish Lords, they'll get vacuumed into like an Earth Spirit combo.
What the hell is a Squish Lord? Whose word is that? And can we
I
make
guess
it
must be
die?
mine.
What does that even mean?
They're squishy.
They're squishy. They're extra they're squishy.
They're super squishy.
Lena Bane are squishy. If they get gone on, they're
In
in a
the
lot of trouble.
hierarchy,
You could call them.
in the hierarchy of all the squishy heroes,
Look, if I'm playing
they're
Bane,
lords.
if I'm playing Bane or Lena and I get vacuumed and then Earth Spirit rolls on me, I'm fucking dead for sure.
and you're dead because
they're
you're
gonna
a squish
follow
lord.
up. Yeah, they're gonna follow up. It's like people that if you get gone on, you can't get away. You can't disengage from the fight easily. You're like super
I
committed.
understand, but why do we have to use the word Squish Lord? Why not just super?
You don't have to
squishy
use it.
Or like
You don't have to use it if you
plushy-like,
don't want to, Kyle.
Soft.
It's a free country.
Kyle, you're soft.
You're
not.
hilarious.
You're not soft.
Okay. So
Not
how do they
right
deal with
now.
this Darkseer? Is there any consideration to put like? So Ember's definitely mid, right? Lena Bane probably the supports. How do they counter this Darkseer?
Oracle.
Anti-mage. Can they? I was thinking about that, but how do they pick Oracle? Ooh, we got the
They
OD.
just click on Oracle.
Hey, look, guys. If you have S
you
triple
just
C,
highlight him and then
Exactly.
select pick hero.
S triple C OD. There is not.
All right. So now Ember's safe lane though, right?
Correct.
Is that okay against Darkseer?
It's really good against Darkseer. Actually, I think it's his best place in this sort of game because sure you could be threatened, but Ember loves having free XP, and
Okay.
you get more XP against Darkseer in the safe lane than any other position, and it's very difficult. You can't shut him down, right? And when Ember also has the ability to go max W, which you do because Darkseer is just going to trade with you if they backlane, you get to a point where I remember one game, the Ember went like 2-4-0-1. And he hit like level 8 at 8 minutes, and he just kills everything. You can rotate whenever you want. Your teleports, especially in a game like this, how do you get aggressive as Aster if there's an Ember that can just TP at any time? It's very tough to play around.
That's true.
Also means the Lena is the 4 position.
So you're thinking that Aster are going to backlane for a little bit and then maybe pressure, or do they just backlane like the whole time?
You're going to just backlane the whole time.
Okay.
But
And then maybe send the Earth Spirit somewhere else with an Ion Shell
Yeah.
or something like that. Maybe he goes down to the safe lane, sets up a gank with an Inkswell or something like that.
What's
Okay,
what's
I'm
the
down.
newbie support do? Because they can't stop the
No.
Earth Spirit Darkseer from cutting the wave, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, they do need both of them there. Otherwise, Bane can Nightmare you, and the creeps will just keep walking. But if they have both heroes there, then yeah, the Nightmare's not going to stop it.
What's the last pick offlaner for Newbie, you think?
They need they need an anti-Squish Lord.
Oh, we have a lot of questions for next, Phil.
Oh,
Belie-
cool.
Believe it or not, when we asked twice for people to send questions and then we didn't read
and
it,
there were like 20,000 people watching.
there was probably a good 100 questions at least.
No, there's actually 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That, that got sent to you, or that are on the hashtag?
See, and I love it because, viewers and Redditors are always like, oh, we could do your job, no problem. But apparently, there's 20,000 of you. We get 4 questions.
Tide Hunter.
You guys are lost
Did
in
you
a
check?
5-minute
Did you check
intermission.
all the hashtags that you verbally said on screen?
No. Well, actually, that's
Yeah,
a
what
good
about
point.
the first one? What was-
Purge
what-
is really cute.
What
Let me
the
check that one.
Hashtag.
Someone
Purge.
asked, they also said, shout out, anyone who knows Schoolhouse Rock, you had a good childhood and I love you. But what's the best Spider-Man movie? That's easy. Into the Spider-Verse. That is a
what a-
classic. I think it's one of the best
and the
movies of the
music as
decade.
well.
I
Yeah.
watched it last
Oof.
night.
There's
For the second
so many Easter eggs as well.
Yeah.
So good.
I used to like Spider-Man
And also,
too.
Nick Cage is Spider Noir as well.
Yes.
It was Nick Cage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Nick Cage.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There are no results for hashtag Purge is really cute.
No.
Sorry, Kev.
It's okay.
I'll get on.
Well, they got Tide Hunter for their anti-Squish hero.
But the DP, I love this Aster lineup, I'll be honest. The Ember Spirit is going to need to play a flawless game to win, I think. And no matter what, Newbie, I feel like they're on a bit of a clock. Once this Morph gets a BKB, Death Prophet gets BKB, well, what threatens them?
Yeah. I'm afraid that newbies like timings are their cooldowns are too long, and the laning stage is just okay. It's not great.
It was a great draft in 2017, though. 2016. The OD Tide Hunter. It's a Newbie special, but don't know about it here. Purge, what do you think? Who's gonna win?
I think the newbie supports are they just look like a vulnerability to me against Darkseer or Spirit. Like if I'm one of those guys running around trying to do stuff or like get from lane to lane and I get found, I'm just dead every time.
They're just gonna die randomly. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like they can't defend themselves very well. I mean, I guess you could nightmare one of the two heroes and try to run away, but it feels a little bit iffy. I don't know that much about the mid. I don't know that much about mid heroes right now in comparison to other lanes, so I'm not sure how Death Prophet fares against OD. But OD's also gonna get rolled on by Earth Spirit. But I guess the supports are kind of okay at turning things.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about using imprisonment, right, to push the wave.
I heard a whole lot of words and no hot takes, Purge.
That's true.
Who's gonna win?
That was a whole lot of nothing. I'm gonna go with Newbee.
you know what Kyle's opinion is of that.
No, I didn't. Are you trying to jump onto the Purge underscore is underscore always underscore wrong?
We had we had a lot of bets. We had a lot of action during the SEA qualifiers. Is that going to happen here, or can we get no bets?
I'm not really much
I
of a
think
risky better.
Aster is the best team in this qualifier, and I think they're going to win this game.
Okay. Betway would agree with you. We do not have a pause this time around, so let's get ourselves into this game. Newbee versus Aster. Tips already coming out. Baboka. Got some chat wheel. Everybody's getting in on the tips in the chat wheel, right? It's just, it took some teams a little bit of time. Feels like some players were initially hesitant, but everybody's on the morale boosting.
That's true.
Now.
And right when they get really good at it, Valve takes it away. Like, see you next year.
You can have your shard chat wheels or whatever, but they're just sounds.
True.
They're not nearly as good as the voice lines. What will I do when they take away my Seb?
Oink. You'll do like a pig noise. I don't know. Yeah. I don't use that many of them. I can't even remember.
My Kookaburra laugh as well.
Does that make you proud to be an Australian?
Yeah.
Or do you just like it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of Aussie. Everyone's using it.
Did you was it in Australia the Great Emu War? Did you learn about that in school?
No, they don't learn about that in school, but it is pretty funny.
Yeah. Effectively, Australia, they went to war against a bunch of birds, and they lost.
Kyle, I also read Reddit.
I think so does most of chat, probably.
You're a reposter, you son of a bitch.
Is that a... Okay, it's a 2-2 split on the bounties. XXS grabbing 2 over on bottom. He does not have the Earth Spirit with him right at the very beginning, but Baboka is now TPing into position. And Ember Spirit is going to have some help from the Bane. Fenrir just trotting his way down to the bottom lane. So lane's pretty much what you would expect.
This tide set's so sick. Never mind, he ruined it with his helmet.
You like the turtle
he doesn't even
dinosaur
have the
thing?
Yeah, it's super cool. He doesn't even have the golden helmet, so now he's just like placing it for what?
Tidehunter has the goofiest cosmetics, right? Out of like any hero.
I would have to do some research. There's a lot of goofy cosmetics these days.
That's true.
Chen has some pretty goofy cosmetics. He's got that like rat courier, and I don't know. That's about as goofy as it gets. But I guess you could just say line would be the easy one.
Fenrir, all right.
Look, Earth Spirit and Darkseer.
Whoa.
He's countered.
They both have stout shields.
Yep. The problem is that you give Ember total free from under tower, and this is arguably the most dangerous hero to have free XP and gold.
He's not CSing very well.
What? He missed one.
He missed 2.
He's garbage.
He missed both?
This is...
Oh, my God.
Actually, wait. He's got 5 out of... It's 5 out of 8, right?
It's unexcusable.
He's missed 3.
Inexcusable.
This is a pro player, Kyle.
He's pulling that to large camp. Yeah.
But it's blocked. Good foresight.
Out. Played.
From the dire side.
Do they have a sentry? They do not have a sentry. Fenrir would like to ferry a sentry, but he will not be able to do it until 3 minutes probably.
You know, sometimes moments like this are really hard to, I think, as a viewer to understand, like, because pro players do this constantly. They go into a scrim and they do this shit like every game. They're like, we're going to try to make Darkseer X work. And then now they know, like, oh, we got to block that large camp. But some other observer that doesn't have that history and necessarily know the stuff, it's really difficult sometimes to understand why they do exactly what they do, you know?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So the reasoning is that, otherwise Ember... Yeah, you want to go?
No, Kevin's just saying he's better than you, so he knows this. That's all.
I'm saying that I'm generally sometimes confused about something. Like lane swaps especially. That lane swaps confuse me a lot sometimes where they like
I don't think he means
the
observer as an R observer. I think he means observer as in somebody watching this game. Right?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up perfectly with some of these tiny lane intricacies that some pro teams do these days.
Like,
That become standard, but they become standard because some other thing becomes very common. You know what I mean? It's like that.
All right, pressure on the Morphling. He's dead.
Jeez.
All right, see ya.
I mean, Gush is a good skill.
Yeah,
I
was not expecting those Lina auto attacks
they have
to do
no
that much
stuns.
damage.
Like, that was a no stun kill. Just a straight up right click.
Just punch you.
I'm surprised he even got Fiery Soul at level 1, level 2. Why not?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought he would
true.
have the stun by now, but just been blasting him, I guess.
Is he gonna?
Holy crap!
Is he gonna go
They're getting
2-0-1?
crushed top. What in the Morph is 3-0.
Morph has 3 CS, yeah.
I mean, like I think Newbee's one of the best teams in this qualifier. Aster, you know, they're gonna have to show their stuff.
I told you, Kyle. I told you Newbee was gonna win.
I can't.
You're so dumb.
That's really
Kyle _is_.
Hashtag so dumb.
Whoa. I think it's pretty rude to make fun of your friends, Kevin.
But Kyle, I thought we were bantering, you know,
Yeah.
as friends do.
Oh, dude, that was a softball.
Hello.
You were supposed to say, "Yeah, I agree," you know, implying that we're not actually friends.
I would never say we're friends, Kyle.
Why are your fingers crossed?
I'm not. I'm playing with this tiny piece of skill wrapper.
Ooh.
I want to eat them, but I can't.
Why?
Oh, missed the
Because
kill.
then everyone will hear my chomp chomp sounds. That'd be weird.
I think it's fine.
No.
In fact, if you were to stream yourself eating, I feel like that would get a lot.
People do what I eat sometimes on stream, yeah.
All right. Well, backlanding's still happening. Fenrir still trying to take a little bit of experience here. Doesn't want to be level 1 at 8 minutes in.
So,
Dude,
Kyle,
this-
as the Bane in this position, what are you supposed to do? They're caught in the creep wave. You don't feel like you can contest very well.
I mean,
What-
I think you should have left.
Is he supposed to take experience? Is he supposed to go top and tri lane or something?
He's
Like,
definitely not supposed to take experience.
At all?
100%. No, you do not need XP. Bane
Doesn't he
should be
need
level
Nightmare?
3 at like 10 minutes.
Doesn't he? Okay. Doesn't he need Nightmare at least?
No. I think, especially if you have the bottle on Ember, like, he has no need to be here. And top lane is a disaster. Or rather, not a disaster.
Hit him.
It's a disaster for top. So
Yeah.
if he just goes there, like,
GG.
Earth Spirit has to follow, or the Morph is out of lane completely. Bang.
Doesn't even
So
need
maybe
it.
it was good that Bane hit level 3?
The kill...
Well,
it's
I mean,
all about the Ember's
Baboka went
game,
and
though.
chased the Ember, so.
I really think you just keep dumpstering the Morph. Or
is he
look to
gonna
go mid,
is he gonna
but-
get this? Or is Baboka gonna like kick him away? Nope, he's got it. All right, Gia. That's gonna be 2 bounties a bot. Is that the quad bounty rune? No, not quite. Q does manage to sneak in here, grab one, pops down a ward, and it keeps on running.
It's really good for Newbee thus far. Just they're winning 3 lanes right now. Mid is gonna eventually start going SCCC's way, but Kama has done a great job keeping lane control on his hill.
But yeah, this Morphling, is he catching up at all? Not really. Still only 10 CS to Cheon's name. Awin seemingly doing just fine. Picking up an early Soul Ring, actually, so keep the Gush spam going.
So they basically just spam spells on him. That's what happened, right? Like they just went lane and spam Dragon Scythe and Gush.
Yeah, he can't stay at max max agi. He's going to morph down to generate a little bit of free HP, but still pretty slow since he's only got the 2 points in the attribute shift.
He probably didn't even get that much heal there. I don't know. I thought he was going to Fairy Fire at least, but yeah, they're just actually just casting spells on him.
Yeah, and just forcing the wave underneath the tower. Not super easy for him to farm like this.
I mean, maybe it works a lot better now because he has to go so much lower in health to start the lane, that he is pressurable for a while. But we'd have to go back and watch.
How much do you think this is going to impact like his overall game? Though?
I mean,
a little bit of a slow start.
He's got levels at least. He's almost level 5. But I mean, the gold, it's less Wraith Bands, less later Power Treads or Mask of Death or whatever the heck you build on Morphling right now.
Yeah.
It's got to be a lot, surely.
All right, Kama rotating top. He's got the Exorcism. Just wants to get a quick kind of pick off here. They're a little bit suspicious. Why are we not seeing where this Inkswell went? We're just going to get chased down. Kama does have boots, and the waveform forward secures the last hit for the Morphling, also donating a couple of bottle sips over to him. So, all right, nice rotation from Kama. Morphling cries for help, and the Death Prophet will respond.
I'm scared, though, because I don't think it's going to help them. Like, they still can't stay in the lane, right? Tide's just going to come back, and they're going to keep losing.
I mean, it gave Morphling like 300 gold, right? He bought a Clarity Potion. It'll get him closer to another.
Oh, triple remnant bottom?
This would be huge.
They killed Darkseer.
Okay.
Lina almost solely killed DP at the large camp. So I don't blame you, Basskip.
I mean, he was probably tanky enough to survive.
Yeah,
He's got range up. I probably should have.
Especially as a support, Lina.
That's okay.
But she did just get arcane boots, which is huge. Like if you're playing 4 Lina and you get arcanes at this point in time, you're so happy.
Yeah, he's actually very nice. And Tide's got Morbid Mask now for sustain, so Hoenn should be fine unless he gets popped.
Pre-boots also. But
yeah, true. He's just rushing Vlad's.
But he's fine. He doesn't need to run away, right? Like they're not going to be able to kill him. Especially like Morphling. The other nice thing is that Morphling's attack range is so low that you could probably pretty reliably anchor smash him if he does come to right click you.
Yeah, it's not like the Morphling has boots either. So.
And he's behind enough where like it's not like you're going to get crushed by like 4 right clicks too.
Well, they're trying to land the stun. I don't with Ravage. I think this is a kill if the stun lands first. Oh, we got the strike from the
yeah. Kind of reads the positioning from the Tidehunter. Now they're going to go in, get the stun off. Still silenced, won't be able to heal. He's still got the Ravage. Pops it now. Really? They are turning around, looking for the Grimstrick. Do they have enough mana? They do rotate in with SCCC, and he's going to be the one to secure the little bit of extra damage. Both mid laners rotating top within the early minutes of this game.
Yeah, it's kind of a big committal. That one not as good. It was definitely
just the support didn't get the last hit.
There. He probably ravaged because he saw SCC was already there, so he's probably telling him to fight. But it felt like a weird ravage to me. It was like for support.
Yeah, it's tough to use it though. It's still early game. The laning phase hasn't really broken down yet. I mean, I don't mind.
I agree, but like they almost killed Morphling there. Like if that life strike right hit when he wasn't morphing, that's a kill.
That's true.
So I feel like not worth it.
You have a Vlad's up on the Tide. This is terrifying. Yeah,
Vlad's
Soul Ring already.
He's huge. Nope, Bane dead. All right.
Yeah, and when you combine that with the fact that the Ember has had a free game, SCCC is doing just fine. You're
Do
in
you
a
like
really
this?
Tough spot
Ember's got BOTs first queued up.
Wow.
Ooh, I have not seen.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, this is.
He also maxed.
Max Flame Guard, yeah.
Flame Guard, yeah.
I don't mind it in this game when you're having a free time. You know, especially against the Aster lineup, they're already in such a strong position. And it compensates for the lack of mobility on the Tidehunter, right?
And they also have weak stuns, so movement speed is even better because you're almost always moving.
Yep, that's a good point.
Morphling's surviving, but forced to morph a lot of strength down to 34 damage. And they're still just pressuring him. Lina's not going to let him morph easily.
Yeah, this is...
He's about to heal like 700 HP, though. Something.
10-minute bounties. It's going to be 2 at bottom for Newbee, and Aster snagging the top 2. Kama getting the bottle refill, and also snagging the double damage.
I mean, one nice thing that Aster has going for them is that silence is really good this game from Death Prophet. There's a lot of... Like, if you can slap one of those babies on OD in early fights or something, it's so good. Or hitting the supports, like Lina Bane, Ember even. Yeah. It's going to be really effective once she starts picking it up.
I'm just concerned that they're not going to have synergistic item timings. You know, if you look at the Morph, he's going for a Lincoln. He's already so far behind. And the Newbee heroes have already got these greedy items almost complete. You're going to have a Midas on SCCC by 12 minutes. Bot's already up on the Ember. And they can get active with the Ravage far easier than Aster can. Though, the Darkseer HOD, that could be the item that they need to shift the status quo. But
yep. He's got the Purge creep, actually. So it's going to be a little bit annoying. The Fenrir's down here. All right, is Darkseer dead?
Yeah, they want the kill on Darkseer.
Yeah, I really like this smoke move from Fenrir with the new ulti. Should be a kill. Wait, can you can... Yeah. I was going to say, like, can you dispel this? But no, you need a strong dispel.
You need a strong dispel.
Yep, and Satyr, of course, only basic.
Yep. So, at the moment, things looking pretty good for Aster, but...
but
well,
no, it's
much better actually, yeah, sorry, I'm getting it flipped around.
It's flipped since the start of the game.
Yeah. Well, it's flipped, and also it's... the order on the overlay is not the same as the team order at the top, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's the other thing to keep in mind. Yeah. So
we're all more confused now.
Yeah. But get the idea. They are kind of, well, the 2K net worth ahead. OD's free farming pretty much. Tidehunter doing fantastically. This Ember Spirit holding his tower just fine in the face of the Darkseer. And now they're looking towards XXS. Rotating in from the Lina. Can they get this chain stun? A little bit too low on the level 1 Searing Chains, unfortunately. So, does manage to get himself out of there. And Darkseer is holding the Purge if the Flame Guard comes out, so they might have not had enough damage as well. And now 4-man rotation from Aster down to bottom. Looking towards this Ember, there's Silence #1. Do they have the stun? The Ink Swell is actually all that they need to interrupt it.
That was sick.
And now they get the punish.
They used it. I thought they used it way too early, but I mean,
the mini stun.
Yeah, like Ember was probably feeling semi-confident, right? Like he looks at the enemy team, he's like, "What's gonna hit me? It has to be like a vacuum or a rolling boulder," and he's not gonna hit me with the rolling boulder because it's a little bit hard to guess where he's hiding. But
yeah,
that's a big kill.
All right, down he goes. This is going to be another tower taken. We've been seeing Death Prophets getting really active with Exorcism in the last couple of, well, at least in the SEA qualifiers and now here in China regionals as well. Trying to make some space for their Morphling, who's still not having a whole lot of fun. Actually, doesn't even feel like he can get to the side shot, so he's just ferrying his treads from the Guru Boca. They're fighting up against the Tidehunter, but SCCC is here for the punish and just going to take 3 auto attacks to bring down the Earth Spirit. All right.
This Morph is in so much trouble, man.
And it's not even like an easy game for him either, right? There's plenty of burst. He's playing against the OD.
His net worth is so bad.
It's so bad.
4K net worth.
It's right above Lina, dude. Ooh.
This Lina Tide lane working out just right. They are looking for the Lina. Oh my god, the Surge plus the Ink Swell on the Satyr Banisher. But they can't actually kill him. All right, maybe they needed to get another Ion Shell in there. Maybe they should have just like swelled the Banisher and surged the Darkseer or something. Anyway. All right, prompt to TP in, but Ember immediately going to go back to farming. He's just going for a drum. So do you think he just goes like the standard build from here, drum, Maelstrom kind of a thing? Is there any incentive to get like the relatively early BKB and then go the Flame Guard DPS?
I mean, there's 2 silences, right?
There are silences,
Death Prophet and Earth Spirit, but
I mean, you can go the early BKB without getting this talent as well. Could still go the chains. See what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
And Lina already with an Aether Lens. This, Lina is pretty darn farmed. I mean, Fenrir is kind of playing the hard support, but he's Bane. He's fine with this.
Yeah, his items are actually great considering the time of the game.
Yeah, got some move speed.
Don't discount that quelling, dude.
Yeah, this is more of a typical.
Instant D-words.
This is more of a typical OD carry game. He's just not being pressured at all. Free like first item Midas, and he counters literally every core on the enemy side. DP's good against OD, but he's gonna get a BKB in plenty of time.
All right, Fenrir sticking around, scouts the gank for his team. I don't think he minds too much dying there. Though they will only get one bounty.
I just feel like they're not even worried right now on Newbee's side.
Yeah.
Like their lane stage went so well.
It's such a casual game.
And all their cores, it's just like they're not even in a dangerous position, it feels like. Ember's happy, Morphling's happy, Tide's really happy.
The Aster lineup's just... Once the lanes go this poorly, like, the idea is you play 4-1 away from your Morphling and he carries you, but when he's this far behind, as you can see, it's...
Yep.
If he gets caught by a stun here, he's just dead. Ooh, close.
What if he's Archrome forward or something? Or if he's just like, when he's walking away, he's just morphing, I guess.
Yeah. The problem is this Lincoln's is cool. It'll help him accelerate, but he needs BKB plus a damage item to fight. So, and he's so far from that. You already know he needs at least 3 or 4 items to be relevant. And meanwhile, SCCC...
Does he need a BKB this game?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, so it's a really tough Morphling game. There's 2 items that you're buying that you don't really
they don't give you
want
damage
to buy. Yeah.
Lincoln's doesn't even feel like good either. What's it going to stop? Like Light Strike or Laguna Blade, like Nightmare, Fiend's Grip? That's about it.
The problem is there's so many single target spells. It's so easy to
breaks the smoke. Just going to come in here, immediately grabs this illusion. Is he going to get chain stunned though? Looks like he might.
We've got silence as well. A little early on it, but still a kill.
All right. Maybe he should not have gone for the illusion.
What a great line by LD. I'm so jealous.
Well, Tidehunter wanted this tier 1 tower. Now they get the link over onto Fenrir as well. But can they get either of these 2 kills? Looks like perhaps not. And the Exorcism was popped. Kama running forward, hoping for a little bit more of a catch, but they are wary of this Ember Spirit respawn. And all right, just back themselves up. What's Darkseer doing? Still just has the Satyr Banisher for now.
Been busy. Murdering his
hasn't
fellow
found great opportunities.
neighbors.
What if 2 teams made a truce, and we're just like, hey, let's just not try to win. At what point
just, like,
would we have to step in and say,
the
like, end the
qualifiers
game?
ransom?
Yeah. Just like, Valve, you're going to give us $100,000 or we refuse to finish this
Well,
game.
we talked about this during the open qualifiers. Like, what if you did that in opens?
I'm going to call that a mistake.
All right.
But why? Why did he... Like, I get... Okay, you wanted a Nightmare the Satyr so doesn't dispel stuff, but, like, why not just grip the Darkseer? Did they not have the damage? Or, like, did they...
Know.
Maybe they wouldn't have the damage without Flame Guard, so they had to do that or something. I don't know. That was weird.
They had to do that first and then grip. I mean, yeah, that is weird.
I assume they could have killed him, but maybe not.
Maybe.
He's got really good regen.
Maybe he thinks there's going to be some kind of follow-up coming in. You have a mech on this Darkseer. XSS is pretty tanky. Vacuum into the wall. They're looking for the lean on the back lines. Gia has managed to slight dodge a little bit of damage, but he's getting stunned up. Jumps a bit further away, but that Remnant is still pretty close. Earth Spirit fighting up against the Lina does tank the Laguna Blade to the face, but the 4.4 strength growth carries him through. He survives. Gia gets Yulesed up. They do have all in here. The Ravage is going to connect onto one. The Darkseer being brought down. SCCC arrives on the fight. Not sure if that was the best Sanity's Eclipse. And they do also buy back on the Lina. They need to catch a little bit more Kama. Does not have a TP scroll. Has to try and juke this one out. He didn't manage to buy it, though. He doesn't have it.
Nikes on my feet, Kama says. Into the trees safely.
He lives. Mid lane getting pushed by the Morphling. Can he get this? Stun. Still pretty high strength.
Slight miss.
It's going to get denied.
Okay. She's happy. Nothing to do but look at her chat wheel, so might as well give him the laugh.
Okay, Newbee pressuring bottom a little bit. Kama's still here.
Oh, he wants to fight.
He's still behind.
Is he gonna ult?
They're looking for the catch. Tide does have a pipe and a blast. He's pretty tanky. SCCC with the Force Staff, trying to keep his hero alive. Does also have the imprisonment. Blinks, but doesn't go up the cliff or anything. He's in a weird situation. They're fighting back towards their shrine, which is on cooldown for a little bit. Slight chains. Nice two-man stun from the Lina as Newbee just continue to disengage. But Morphling, morphing into the Ember, finds the catch. Defensive imprisonment, but maybe they should have saved the Ember Spirit instead. As Gia about to be brought down. Now the roll forward. The Lina getting set up. Baboka finding that kill, and that is... I didn't think they were going to get anything out of that exorcism.
Me neither. As soon as that Lina stun hit and they were super separate, I was like, it's definitely over. They got so much space now. But the Morphling paying the bills, I guess.
How is Morph ahead of Ember in net worth and soon to be CS?
I have no idea.
He's just died 3 times in a row, right? Like, he died going for the illusion, then he died over here, and now he just died over here again.
Also, the money that Ember spent right away, it was on a Boots of Travel, which in some ways is like a split push and team fight engage item. It doesn't increase your farm rate. He spent all his gold on like a drum and a BOTs. And he just couldn't get kills against the Darkseer because Darkseer had too many items, even though like their heroes were there. So maybe
does it really not increase your farm rate? You stay on map a little bit more, but you already have like.
I feel like he's playing the wrong area though. Shouldn't he be top the whole game?
Just pressuring up there.
Yeah, let the Tide sit in the dead lane or just ditch it. You know, let Bane farm bottom and play top. They've had vision there for most of the game. You've got Alina that can connect with you, and if you see a fight, you TP down. But they're, I feel like they're playing the reverse, where Ember's bot, Lina's top. I think they need to switch up.
They just want a ward like somewhere around here, right? And then Ember just plays the top lane. That's like the...
Yeah, all you need is vision of the Shrine Tower area, and you're good to go. Maybe you die, but if Ember dies in like enemy jungle, it's fine. When he dies under tower or in his own woods, that's where you start to feel bad.
All right, Grimstroke's got his 90 GP. How good are Grimstroke's talents, dude? 90 GPM into cast range?
Yeah. Feels
so good.
Or Spell Amp, 12%. That's a lot.
I've gotten that one time, and it felt really good.
He's got 1 point in Stroke of Fate. There's no way.
I couldn't remember what the talent to the right at 10 was for Grimstroke. I had no idea what it was.
30 move speed.
Nobody has probably ever gotten it. Ever.
No one has ever done that in the history of Dota. Okay, Lina just nuking waves from the trees. Yeah, they really... Okay, so they've parked the Tide. But Ember is hunting for a gank with his team. Sanity's Eclipse is back off cooldown. SCCC is feeling strong, and he is calling his team to action as they move towards his bottom lane with pretty much all of their cooldowns. Lena's not here. 7 seconds to go on the TP, and Aster do seem to know what's going on. They're setting up a little bit. They do not have a TP on the Death Prophet, so Kama's going to have to walk this one. And it might just be a little bit too late. Actually, Newbee already setting up on the high ground. They're taking over the Tri-Camp. Aster, maybe just get the deny now. Okay. Cost them a 4-man rotation. Oh, there's that. oh, check it out. What do you know?
They just saw him the whole time?
They knew everything. They knew everything that was going on. They saw the Death Prophet walking here, and they're like, nah, okay, you guys can have that. Is it even in deny range?
Ooh, Lina going next.
Yes.
I want to see a Morphling get one shot.
I'm down. You were happy with the Naga getting run at in the previous game? I would be so happy to see a Morphling just get blasted in this game.
Yeah, some of the clips watching like Ag's Morphling was just like kind of disgusting. It was like, that takes a lot of player skill, but in the same vein, it's like the fact that you can do that is like kind of gross.
Yeah. It reminds me of watching PL last year, where the really good
all the time.
the really good PLs like immediately delta splitting with like 6 illusions. You're like, oh,
what do I do about this?
Yeah. And I remember in the True Sight clip where Anna's just like, man, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I don't know where my hero is. He's just casually winning game 4 of the finals. Good stuff. Morph is equally complicated where, you know, I'm not a Morph player, and sometimes you playing with these guys, you're just like, oh, you can do that? The levels come into play, like level 25, you get the Ags, and all of a sudden things just kind of get ridiculous.
Yeah. Just the fact that it Ags upgrades the abilities that you're stealing is just kind of bonkers right now, I think. And the cool, like against Sand King, for example, it's literally like a screen-wide Burrow Strike. It's insane.
Yeah. Oh, Newbee smoked up. Avoka is going to be the one to tank the gank. They're just going to try and leave him, but Q also getting chased now. Going to try for the TP out. Not going to be successful. They lose their 2 supports. And actually, Fenrir catching a little bit further. XXS in some trouble. This is a pretty long duration Fiend's Grip. Get the surge away. Stun not going to connect, actually.
Ooh.
Astral?
Why is
he choked on that. He messed up the Searing Chains and hit like a creep near him or something.
Double choke, really. Because Astral C has Astral that whole time as well.
He was out of range.
No, what?
Yeah, Odie's Astral's a really short
Dude,
it's like 400
he could have just Astraled him, though, and like not attacked him 4 times.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
but
true.
he expected somebody else to disable the lane.
And then they could have gotten another chains out of the,
and then by the time,
or a stun out of the Astral.
And by the time he realized that the chains was gone, that he was out of range. I think that's what I meant. I didn't notice he attacked that many times, so you're right.
He has 12 bonus hits.
All right. Well, didn't secure the +1 kill, but still pretty far ahead.
At least he's smarter on paper.
Yeah, but the Morph is back in business.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Chuan is one of the top. I think he's been top 5 on the China MMR leaderboards like all year. Whenever the scariest people on this new Morph are those pub players, right? The ones that
super high mechanical skills.
You know they've played it like 500 times and they're just waiting for this opportunity.
To bust it out.
Somehow he's on top of the net worth charts. That's pretty impressive under the circumstances.
He's got a bronze Morphling, dude.
What's that mean?
Means he like doesn't play it.
He's got Smurfs, dog.
Okay. But I thought you said he's top 5 in the leaderboard.
He is.
Doesn't China plays RD, right? You can't always get it.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's so good at Morph he doesn't think he needs to practice it.
I think your argument it's got some holes poked in it, Kyle.
I don't think so. You ever watched The Princess Bride? It's a historical
I watched it recently. There was actually a they were showing it in a movie theater. It was fun.
Really?
I went with some friends. Yeah, it was really good.
The swordsman in the movie, he trains with his left hand because it's too easy with his right.
They both do.
I do the same.
All right, getting jumped on.
Talking about yeah. Look over. He's looking at me. Yep.
What did you expect, Kevin?
I love Kevin. I don't really feel like I'm funny or talented, but then I hang out with Kevin, and you look at him, and you're like, wow, I'm actually not so bad.
So I just laugh at everything.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
I resent that.
He did go for the Searing Chains this game. Morphling shotgun completed. Now heading back for the BKB.
Yeah.
And OD, just pretty standard build. We do sometimes see the Kaya. I like the 4-staff this game.
I agree.
It's
like your one solution against Searing Chains.
The one thing we haven't mentioned is that they do have they are going to have the Morphling Earth Spirit later on as well. You know, it seems like Morphling, one of the best things you can do is morphing into, 1, Earth Spirit's super tanky, and 2, he's also super mobile.
That's true.
So that combination of those two things, having this like shell that can protect you and you move around in the team fight, and then you pop out your low HP Morphling for a second, cast a few spells back into the tank. Mm-hmm. Pretty nice. And of course you have infinite rocks. Every time you morph back, you start with fresh rocks. So
why does that exist?
yeah, it's really silly.
I don't say that a lot about Dota Balance, but that's like definitely one of those things where you're like, is it just like Valve's lazy and doesn't want to program it or something?
Whoa.
Does it work the same with like shrapnel? If you had a support sniper, infinite shrapnels.
That's a good point.
I don't know. What are their charge? There's so many charge-based abilities now, actually.
Did you know that? Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it right now. We got a fight coming up.
Call the location of the fight, Kyle. Where's it happening?
Here, I'll draw a circle, and then you draw a circle, and whoever gets it right wins. I'm gonna guess.
Wait, aren't there other casters in this game that have to like look at your pings and drawing and shit? Or is that separated by channel nowadays?
Probably.
I think it's separated. Oh. You know what I miss? I miss the shrine pings. Whatever. Is it Light of Heaven who just always, or there's one of the Russian casters who just always pings the shrine. Oh. That's always fun. But maybe they've separated that out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, BKB on the Darkseer, by the way. That's a huge item pickup.
Ooh, nice.
One up on the, I mean, everyone's going for it.
All right. Pump fake the Ravage, force out the BKB, but can they actually just kill him off? That could be the problem. They're chasing down Awa, and Fenrir runs in here. They actually catch the Link, silence. Bane gone, no spells from him, defensive imprisonment from SCCC. These BKBs are going to start wearing down, and that's where the Tidehunter can go to work. They're going to turn around onto the Death Prophet, trying to focus her down. Every single spell that they have deployed, but that might now be an opportunity for this Morphling. He's playing as the Ember. He jumps forward, looking towards SCCC, who now pops his BKB. Cheon still chasing, gets the chains, focusing him down. Blink is off cooldown. Can they keep him locked down here? They're trying for the timing, and they will get him.
Man, Aster's going to win this. This is why they're my favorites to win the tournament.
Okay.
Coming back after such a bad start.
I mean, it was really cool how Newbee played that fight as well. I didn't think it was going to go nearly that well, but the timing with Ravage waiting for BKB timings. Yeah.
It just became a free Morphling fight after they popped everything on the... He saw the Laguna Blade and the Sanity's Eclipse get dropped on his Death Prophet, and he was like, all right, my time to shine.
Maybe this is why we don't see the bot's Ember, right? Because he had this huge lead, great level advantage, and effectively just invested.
But he hasn't killed anybody is the thing, right?
Yeah, he didn't do anything. And phase boots are so valuable on the hero because of the bonus damage you get with the Slight.
160 bonus damage. Jesus.
It's not that much. It's like 18 damage. It's good.
Yeah, but it allows you to get aggressive early. Like instead of being a playmaker with his edge, he just farmed. And he just sat on his lead. And bots don't give you any stats. It's just purely as a tool for map mobility, and he wasn't able to gank anybody with that global teleport. So
who can he kill for free this game? The two supports on the Aster side are actually, they're not supports that just get run down by Ember, right? That's the one thing that I will say.
That's true. Yeah, whereas other supports typically would just be, he would jump on him and they're like, oh, Ember with a haste rune, I'm dead, you know?
Yeah, all he has to, even he like outplays one of your stuns or something, and he's like, well, I'm dead. See ya.
You know what would have been also cool? Once he gets BOTs, what if his team got really aggressive up on the top side of the map by the tier 2s or something?
Utilize
Because then he can
teleport.
just TP to the creep, and all of a sudden he's there, and then he goes back bottom or something, you know? Maybe there's something like that they could have done.
So what's the next timing? It's just pretty much OD Hex. SCCC is still huge, but needs to be... He's a little bit worried about the BKBs, right?
Yeah. This is typical Dota 2 nowadays. Both teams with so many BKBs, you got to start playing chicken. Fenrir getting gone on mid, though. This is a BKB Earth Spirit, so he's got no counterplay.
What about his Bracer?
I think he would have needed braces to live through that one.
After they broke his legs?
Sure.
Okay.
You can't tank a boulder, man. That's why Indiana Jones was running from it in that first movie.
Almost got Ags on the Death Prophet. It's interesting, this item is, I think, the reason that we see so much more Death Prophet, but also sometimes she just doesn't get it. Sometimes we see people just going for your more standard survivability items, that kind of a thing. Do you think that the Ags changes the decision very much at 20? The Crypt Swarm cooldown versus the 500 health?
That's a good point. I mean, it's a slow, right? It's not just the damage. The slow is actually pretty annoying.
It's like
sometimes.
Slow and healing as well.
Yeah,
the Ghost comes back and gives you a little bit of health. If you're surviving for a long time, I feel like the Crypt Swarm cooldown is really good. But
it's a fun talent.
If you're at any risk of getting popped, then you're going to wish you took the 500 health.
And this is normally the part where I like the Theorycraft a lot, but then I just remember the pro players almost always just grab the health because they're like, well, I could die.
Yeah. Like the health is always valuable. The Crypt Swarm cooldown is sometimes.
And it's also that like pro players compared to even like players that are like 1,000 MMR less are just so good at coordinating that those marginal differences of health are like so actually important that it like loses you games if you don't have that 500 health.
It's because it doesn't really increase your farming speed too much. And in fights, DP's damage, especially at level 20, is more about the drains and the ultimate and positioning.
You don't want to stop and
you're not spamming Crypt Swarm every 2
yeah.
seconds. It's just not realistic. They get the scan, but Radiant to move to the left side. Underneath this ward, this is dream fight for Aster. They have perfect information right now. They see 3. They just saw 3 heroes.
Yeah, they're
so
coming
dangerous.
over. What are they going to find first? Tidehunter is on the front lines.
Oh, they whiffed it.
Maybe not the best target. They're going to go on the Lina, trying to get the silence. They're committing in. Gion really wants his Lina kill. BKB getting popped. He's looking for this. Gia, they managed to get rid of the silences. They're kiting the BKBs. Can they actually get out of here? Cam is super fast coming in. Lots of damage.
2 Earth Spirits.
Yep, there's rolls everywhere. They're looking for the Tide. They brought him down. He does have a buyback available. Baboka rolling, Chion rolling. The fight is just going everywhere. Baboka will finally be slided down, and now Awen re-engaging into the fight. It's Exorcist on the Darkseer being focused. Couldn't get off the mech, couldn't get off the BKB, and now they're focusing for more. Death Prophet Exorcism almost over. SCCC with the BKB pop. Great stun from the Lina. Double kill for SCCC, and Aster just going a little bit too crazy.
Yeah, and they just went way too deep there. This is one of the reasons I think Newbee's a favorite to win this tournament, because even with terrible
All right, how do I unplug your microphone? Where is it?
Get a scissors.
Where is it?
Cut the wire.
Don't touch me. Even though let's be real, that was Aster making a pretty egregious mistake. You have vision. You see them walking up the hill, and you don't get the initiation with 2 Earth Spirits.
Jumped. SCCC, these are some stacks. He's Zoom, actually. What can he do? BKB coming off cooldown.
Okay, there
he's in.
SCCC, though.
He wants it so
he's
bad.
threatening him, yeah.
He's in trouble now. SCCC, he's got Blink.
He's got Blink.
That's a smart OD, dude. He's got 84 in.
Yeah, if he gets out of here, he's got a Hex in a second, but chain stunned. His team is roshing. I think.
Are they, though?
No, it's not dead yet.
Oh,
no. Newbee! No, Newbee, not like this. The roll in from Chion. He's back. All right, SCCC buys back into the game. But the instant shotgun double kill and the age is stolen. SCCC thought he was so smart.
This is why Aster's got to be a favorite to win the tournament. They punish SCCC's lack of positioning and just walk into the Roche pit, use their abilities, and wow, did it work.
Was that just Roche doing more damage than Newbee expected, or like he was more survivable than they expected?
It's probably because Ember Spirit has BOTs.
And not phase boots?
I mean, the armor probably would help. I'm only slightly kidding, but they had no damage there, right? It was like, what, Ember and Lina or something?
Yeah, I guess they don't have a medallion. They do have Gush, but
I don't think Tide was there, was he? It was just
I think
Ember
he was
Lina
tanking at first, and then he probably dropped down super low and had to leave.
I could see that.
I was too busy watching SCCC get a big swelled head from 84 int and then die.
He almost, he was pretty close to killing Morph.
He was very close to killing Morph, that's true.
Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Kevin, and you should know that.
I think that he expected Morph to take more damage from his ulti, maybe? He hit him quite a few times.
Yeah.
Dropped the ulti, but he was just still so tanky, man. Like when he started healing back, he had like 4,500 health or something like that. And also, Morph SCC hasn't gotten that many damage items. He went like Blink, he got 4 staff. It's like
it's counterintuitive almost, because when you get the Midas, like I almost feel like he's better off going for the Sumail style, like Yasha Kaya instead of the Midas, because
maybe
he just doesn't do damage.
His damage definitely feels a bit weak, surprisingly.
Yeah, and I was talking with some players about like why is everyone buying Midas? It's 40 attack speed. Used to be 25, then it was 30, but 40 attack speed's actually insane.
Yep.
It's almost a hyperstone, plus it gives you the farming steroid speed.
If you have a hero that can use it,
yeah,
for sure. Very nice.
It's going to come down to initiation.
Chion's practicing his Earth Spirit.
It needed some.
And the big problem with this fight, top as well, right, is that he commits all of his cooldowns onto the Lina, and Lina doesn't actually die, just retreats into the trees. It's like, oh. But he's going to have a Scotty soon. That's going to help against the Sanity's Eclipse and the kiting potential.
When he's got the gold for it now, I'm surprised he's not just going over to sell the Wraith Band and finish it up.
Even the attack speed's slow, right? Pretty annoying for the...
Probably trying to save buyback.
Yeah, he's got another. Let's look a little bit on the Sages. Man, this game. Oh,
the cliff.
It's just. Why? Wait, do I not have Dota Plus at the moment? Maybe I have. Maybe my subscription lapsed. Maybe that's why. I don't have the graph.
Man, it was looking pretty good for Newbee, and then all of a sudden the cliff happened. Like, it's actually been such a big change. All because SCC died mid, and they got Roche stolen.
Yeah, he bought back, and they lost Roche.
Yeah, it was, and this is just such a terrible way to start off your qualifier, too. Because remember, Newbee, this is really the first time we've seen this roster. They made so many changes throughout the year, and you know, you're going to start off 0-2 if this game continues as expected, and you really can only blame yourselves. Felt like they had a pretty solid chance at winning the previous game as well, just not executing.
Oh wow, Ags is going to be the choice for Bavoka. All right, cool.
I like it. I actually really like it.
Save, keep somebody out of the fight.
Yeah, you need something to ensure that the Hex target doesn't just die immediately.
Yeah.
There's a lot of burst potential from the side of Newbee.
Ah yes, Morphling double damage. Yeah. Say goodbye to your building.
If you turn DP into a rock, the ghosts still attack.
It's true.
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
That's really cool. All right, well, tier 3 tower under siege.
Hey.
Anchor Smash helps a little bit.
It does. It removes like what 70% of his DD. Ooh, looking for some int.
So that vision is the problem.
Does he have? Okay, yes, he's got the pike.
Yeah. He only got one attack though.
Roche respawning in 45 seconds. Looks like Newbee you're going to choose to just back away. Don't blame him.
He just reclaimed in 45 seconds, right?
Yeah. Well, expiring.
You said Roche respawning.
Oh well.
We know what you meant. Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah.
bud.
Sorry.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm just awake. That's the thing, right?
I'm awake.
From doing SEA. Has your second coffee kicked in
The
yet?
coffee has certainly kicked in, but I
Okay.
don't know if it's going to make me better at providing that high-level analysis that the community's come to expect.
Was that a small chuckle, Kevin?
I said,
Look, what does that mean?
Hey, I heard what you said.
And then he reacted. It was an acknowledgement. It was like, oh, yeah, okay. So it seems as though Aster's completely in control of this map. Newbee would potentially like to break out to get some bounty runes, but it looks like they are not going to get any. So this net worth lead is just going to keep on going. It did level out, actually, after the disaster that was the Roshan fight and the buyback.
That's true. And 5k advantage is actually not the biggest deal at this late in the game.
Arcane Rune the Death Prophet.
That's nice.
Newbee are smoking out. This is perhaps a little bit unexpected. They do have the level 20 now on the Lina. This is a lot of damage from the Laguna Blade. Gotta have some fast fingers on those BKBs for the Aster heroes, but this could be the saving grace for everything. I also like the gem pickup. They've completely controlled the map. Newbee, good job. They got some wards down on this smoke.
Does Earth Spirit have a Blink Dagger? I get confused because I think that was Morphling just
no.
now. He doesn't. That's actually kind of a big deal because the cast range on Enchant Random is tiny, right? So he has to get on top of the guy that gets initiated on.
Yep.
And if he's not staying on top of him, or if the enemy hero isn't also like right on top of him, he might have trouble
actually using
saving them. Yeah.
We'll keep an eye out for it in these fights.
Smoked up.
Looking for it. So Death Prophet's just going for a blink hack. So both teams kind of trying to counteract BKBs.
Yep.
Guys, I have a question. If you're smoked as Earth Spirit but you use Rolling Boulder, can people still see the cosmetic, even though your body inside is still in this?
I don't know.
So it looks like it should. It looks like he's there, you know?
Lena, trying for the Ukes. Not going to happen.
She used Arcane for that?
Yep.
All right.
I think it got forced. I don't know if it was. When did he pick it up?
How many Scythe of Ices are they building this game? There's a lot. I saw Lena queued one out.
There's a Hex. There's a Hex.
Everyone's.
And another Hex. And another Hex. And another Hex.
Jeez. I didn't think it was that many.
What are we up to? 5? 5 hexes.
Is this the item now?
I think it is in this game. BKBs, heroes that you need to lock down. Tidehunter. Oh, TP's on cooldown, huh?
Oh. Why BKB?
BKB for what? All right. Well, I guess it's going to be back up by the time he's alive, but that was his 10-second charge. So
feels bad, man.
Yeah, bit of a waste. He got found. He did get this top lane really pushing. There's a double siege creep heading towards the base, but that wasn't really anything to do with his death. Ember really wants that. Oh wait, Death Prophet. Is that just an efficiency ult with the Arcane Rune?
She used it to kill Tide.
She used it to kill Tide. I guess they didn't know who else was there. And alright, now a little bit of chip on this high ground. 2 heroes dead. Morphling wants to go and finish what he started over at top.
It's worth it for the kill, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're also just... Do they know if Tide has buyback or not?
Oh, that's cool.
They're testing it, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess not.
He doesn't have it, but they're finding out. They probably would have backed off if he'd bought back. Alright, now they just get to take the shrines. Continue their map control. They got this great ward on the high ground, so they're going to see any incursions onto what is now basically their tri-camp area. And Newbee, how do they come back from this? Is there a single item you guys feel, or is it teamfight execution, waiting down BKBs? What's the answer, Kyle?
I mean, it's certainly not hang out in base, but when you're playing against Morphling DP at this level of farm, I honestly can't give you much of an answer. You need to find the initiation, which means you need vision, you need to be able to control the map, but these 2 wards down bottom, that's all the Newbies really had in terms of vision, and they just can't play around them because they're stuck inside the base. But here comes the smoke. They've got Ravage, but look at Baboka's positioning.
Yep, Newbee looking for their moment.
Perfect for them. They cannot walk up this high ground, or they're going to get run over by
Alright, they're
Aster.
going for the super long wraparound. What can they find? Fenrir kind of leading the way. They find another Arcane Rune for this Death Prophet.
Gank the Alpha Wolf.
Alright, Radiant Scan, it hits, but it kind of hit them on the pit. It just clipped the Death Prophet for a second, so they're taking one of those high grounds, but
they have to smoke
Newbee,
twice.
okay, they've got all their TPs. This is getting real suspicious as top lane gets pushed in.
I'd like to see Aster just enter the base. Just start hitting it with the morph.
Use your Midas, OD. Oh, God. Yeah. Neutrals everywhere. Thank God. Okay.
It's okay, Ken. It's alright.
Just trying not to get initiated on, and
They got a ward. They see some heroes. They're just jumping up out of the high ground. Oh, they're sitting on top of ward. Well, that's not a good news. SCCC 4-steps himself down into the low ground, but Chion's just going to keep on chasing him, pummeling him with the auto attacks. SCCC thought that there was safety in the river, but safety is nowhere to be found. Shotgun on Fenrir. They do have the Lina bursting down Baboka, but
wait, what?
Wait, he gets it? No way.
That's so broken.
No,
that is so broken.
delete this hero.
without eggs of his own?
Correct.
Because it adds it as an ability to Earth Spirit.
And it's a basic ability.
So it's the same way that it works with like Zeus Ags and
dude, that has to. This is such a Jesus Christ.
They've broken Morphling too much, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked like that before, right? Even before he had Ags. Yeah.
I think it's just people realized they're like, oh wait, we should get morph targets allies, and then they're like, wait,
we just pick the synergies.
Yeah. And that's just it's crazy how fast
what about
it
my
works.
Satanic with waveform attacks targets?
No. It's kind of cool how, like, it's just also sort of a microcosm for, like, culture, right? In the sense that there's a feel to different decades, 60s, 70s, 80s. That's gone now because information moves too fast. Similar in Dota, where it would usually take, like, 6 months or so for new ideas to disseminate throughout the scene, whereas now it's, like, 2 days. It's like, oh, morph target allies, good strat. 3 days later, we've got Earthshaker on morph, like, yesterday. You saw the game. 22 Savage going off.
Yeah, I was here.
You were here. You saw it.
All right, well. Yep, that seems pretty dumb.
Yeah, you got Refresher up on the Death Prophet as well.
Well, now he's just playing as Dark Soul.
Yeah.
Double vacuum. Let's go. All right, SCCC's not buying back. He's holding it. All right, now he comes in. Can they find some kind of initiation? They do have the Ravage. What can they do about this Morphling? He's got the Aegis.
Well, they killed the Alpha Wolf at least, so he has 30% less damage. But that's about all they got. Refresher 2 on DP.
Yep.
It just looks so futile now for Newbee. Like, watching OD pop BKB and just be Scotty slowed, it just looked rough. And I just feel like Ember hasn't done anything this game, which feels so weird because Ember is a fixture in pubs and pro games right now.
Yeah, normally such a monster. Oh. All
That
right.
was quick.
Just nuked the wave. Didn't even get the whole thing.
Oh, well, look at Baboka, quick, before he does. Oh, that's like a taunt or something. You just ride your staff like.
Yeah, that's the Newton.
Underrated
awesome.
Disney movie, Treasure Planet.
Oh,
Got
such a
terrible
good
reviews,
movie.
but it's so good.
Now you're speaking my language.
There we go.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Purge's not into it. Have you seen it?
I watched the YouTube video talking about how bad it failed and why.
Oh, okay. But have you watched the movie?
Nope.
Oh. Maybe you should give it a chance.
I was like a young adult then.
Airplane movie?
What year did that one come out? I feel like it was like probably like early 2000s or something.
Yeah.
Deso on the tide. Plus 250 damage.
That's how they kill Morphling. Lincoln's busted. Good stun.
He's stunned. He's still pretty tanky though.
Commit
2.5k health. Well, this feels like twice now that we've seen the OD is this. The OD is supposed to be the counter, right? He was supposed to be the counter to the Wraith King. It's kind of supposed to be the counter to the Morphling. Hasn't worked out, really, either time. They're pumping damage into this man, but he is still alive. Can still retreat as the Earth Spirit if needed. Has this morph timer for a little bit longer. They're pumping every spell they got into him. And it looks like he's going to be okay. He's even got a self. Look at this. He's got the value.
He was enfeebled there too. But you couldn't even tell. He was just fine. Just fine the whole time. On the bright side, he doesn't have a lifesteal item, so.
Yeah, but he's
Not
doing
yet.
such a good job of cycling out his items. Like he swapped Scotty back to main as he was getting earned there. Now going to salve up to full HP. How long they got on this Aegis? Are they just going to let it rock? Nope. 1 minute 30 remaining.
Yep. Oh, okay. We got OD refresher.
Okay, that's cool. It's going to sound nice. 2 BKBs, 2 scythes.
All right.
2 Sanity's Eclipses. They're going to be able to kill Morphling one time. Here it comes. Get excited.
I
22k
got an
gold.
Aeon
Pretty
Disc on
excited.
this Earth Spirit.
Are you ready to go Rap God right now? How are you feeling M&M base kit?
Yeah. I think I'm ready for this fight.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. Is
Just making
SCCC
sure.
is SCCC even going to get all of this stuff off? I'm going to switch it over to buyback status. We got a nice little rainbow of buybacks going on. Some people have it, some people don't. And
He doesn't-
Aster might just try and force.
He doesn't die that fast in BKB. He's definitely going to be able to cast his
That's
spells twice. It just might not be on the best target.
It just might not. He might not have very many stacks. Is the only thing
That's
I'm
true.
thinking. He needs to actually get auto attacks off. We're starting from the bottom. 0. Newbee smoking
hit the back.
outside of the base. They're looking for the
Oh,
backlines.
it's
They
good.
will find 2. They're going to get down the Grimstroke first. That's 1 ulti out. They do manage to use up the OD. SCCC forced to pop the BKB. Looking for the retreat. Can he keep himself alive? They're
Refresh.
just on top of him with the exorcism,
No buyback.
with the auto attacks, and we're only going to get 1 ulti here, Kyle.
That's
unfortunate. Buyback coming in from Fenrir.
There were 2 force staffs, though.
Yep. And that's the thing about the Morph versus OD matchup where you can pop BKB, but as soon as the
Eventually he just
Scotty's
beats you to
online,
death, right?
yeah, he just hits you in the face.
All
That's
right.
it. Wrap it up.
Lena trying her best. They will manage to bring down Baboka. Earth Spirit rolling in. Not Earth Spirit. Morphling rolling in a little bit deeper. Looking at the tide. Do he has the Enchant Remnant off cooldown. Is he going to get somebody? Okay, they're just going to go try and end this. Aegis getting reclaimed. Ember Spirit spamming as hard as he can. This is ulti number 2 for your Death Prophet. And, well, I mean, Tide's chipping at him, but the real sustained damage is the OD. Darkseer in some danger. Is going to get popped. But 1 more touch for Megas. Cam has got it. Who's in the backlines? That's Morphling going in. Outside of the base. Tide chasing, looking for something. Owen, bit far from home. It's going to go for the BKB TP. Yet the damage from the Morphling is still very hefty.
Yeah, no need to do anything crazy here. It's a TI qualifier. Back up, regroup, grab runes, buy items, wait for ults, wait for refresher, go game.
I'm just trying to think about what Newbee had to do to win that team fight. They the Ravage looked really good. They hit both of the supports, but the Andis pops on Earth Spirit. And try to think about being Bane in this fight. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go grip somebody. You have to worry about Earth Spirit now silencing you. You have to worry about Morphling using his skill that's on a frickin' 3-second cooldown basically at all times. You have to worry about getting silence from Grimstroke, but he died, no problem. But then there's still like also Death Prophet with silence and getting vacuum. It's like Bane is actually useless in these fights late game. So Bane can't grip anybody. Who's going to deal with the Morphling, basically? If they don't, like, Ravage Morphling, break his Lincolns, and kill him right there, it's like they're going to lose the fight for sure.
Do you think it's a problem as well, having OD and Ember as the 2 cores? Like, I feel like they moved the Ember Spirit to make room for this OD, and the OD is supposed to be the game-winning hero all by himself, right? And it just hasn't really materialized. Maybe part of the problem this game is that they had difficulty taking some towers. It didn't seem that bad, but I'm just wondering about this sort of double mid hero. They're both traditional mids. Tide's the carry now. Oh my god. Daedalus for Awen. Was that an 1800 crit? All right.
You know you have problems though when your Tide is the real
trying to
source of
itemize
damage,
for
not the
damage.
Ember.
Yeah.
Why does Ember have a refresher?
Oh yeah.
Why does Ember have a refresher? Purge, can you explain?
I'm not confirmed.
Should he have gone for the Deso
I think you
this
get your
game?
charges back, all of them.
Yeah, no, it refreshes all your remnants, but that doesn't seem quite right.
That's all I got.
2 BKBs, I guess. Ah, Fenrir's dead.
All right.
He was useless anyway, so. Oh, all right, they're in.
I know, it's very weird, kind of.
Vacuum, roll, stun onto the Lina. Won't be able to get any of this damage out, potentially. Nice defensive imprisonment. S-triple-C, that's the first BKB for him. He's still got 2 sanities. Can they keep this Lina alive? No, and no hope of a buyback for poor YC.
Like, part of the weird thing about Ember right now is, like, he's very squirrely, right? He, like, runs you down and he disables you and he, like...
Well, all right. Bunch of remnants. 5 more for him now, but Morphlin's sitting on 3,400 HP in Earth Spirit form. Ember is tickling these heroes. What is even going on in this fight?
He just doesn't do that much damage outside of, like, 5 remnant bombs or something.
All right, they found next success. Sanity's number 1, 32 stacks. Find a little bit more. There's the refresher. Sanity's number 2. Morphling's just fighting him. Morphling might actually go down here, though. Oh, no, he still got the morph into the Earth Spirit. All right, fighting a little bit, and the game is over. Kemba was playing the objective.
He looked unkillable.
I was hitting the emergency stop button the entire last 10 minutes and asked.
You wanted to get off this wild ride?
I kind of did, but hey.
Wow.
So, yeah, what was that? Thoughts?
A game of Dota 2.
Morphling got stupid shutdown, and then all of a sudden he kind of just had farm. Like, Newbee just didn't tempo well enough in the mid game, basically.
I feel like they've got a poor read on the meta. They went bots Midas on their 2 cores.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the Death Prophet is running around taking all their tier 1 towers with super early exorcisms, right? I think Kama played a fantastic game. Like, they needed the Death Prophet to do what he did to get everybody back in.
Yeah, exactly.
He did really well.
There isn't really much to break down, I'll be honest.
Any camp stacks? No, hardly any stacks.
But can we go to check out hero damage real quick, though? I'm pretty sure Tide did more than Ember.
Damage dealt, 16k,
okay,
Ember, 29k. I don't know how much of that damage actually killed anybody, is the thing.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah, we can... What do you want to see?
I don't want to see any more of that Ember Spirit bots first, that's for sure.
Yeah, to me, it's really interesting to find out that even in that situation, like the phase boots must just be that much stronger potentially, or it's going to get you kills that you wouldn't otherwise get.
You know what he should have gotten? He should have gotten like phase radiance or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like an actual like holy shit, you're way stronger now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like Maelstrom or even like Javelin, it's effectively 25 magic damage per hit on average, right? So it doesn't do that much. Like many Embers, like their only damage item these days is like 1 Maelstrom. That's it.
People are buying Deso a lot more. I've seen that a lot.
Okay,
I've seen people like hybridizing into Deso.
That's like a key concept, I think, when you watch a lot of teams play, is like effective net worth. So Ember's got a ton of gold, but it doesn't actually make his hero any stronger.
Because it's all defensive items.
Exactly, and you compare that to the Death Prophet, who just has, Yul's BKB. And even though it's comparable amounts of gold, DP is like here, Ember's just
because their damage potential is massive with her skills.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly. And viewers at home, remember, we take breaks in between games.
Yes.
And tweet at us with the hashtag TI9Hub if you have questions, concerns. Are
we going to take a break now?
No,
any final
I wanted to shout out our sponsors real quick. YouTube/Purge Gamers. Thank you so much for supporting us.
It's the only reason
we
this
really
happened.
appreciate it.
I got us the space.
We need another patch, so more patch analysis.
Yeah. I will be contacting you about my fee, though.
I'm going to undercut you. I know your tricks now.
You've taught him the ways. Teach a man to negotiate.
Arbitrarily.
I'm in trouble.
Anyway. All right, guys. So we're going to head to a short break, and when we come back, it's going to be more China qualifier action. Stick around.